It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Why can't you don't come on Wednesday? That's what I was thinking it was Tuesday. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine.
You look very pinkish today.
I'm pink.
And your shoes are gorgeous, as always.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
How you doing, YK?
Actually, a birthday gift last year.
Ah.
One of my birthday gifts.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
How far? What's going on? Anything happening?
Gosh,
No lamentations today?
if I lament, I will not stop. So let me just leave myself in peace.
You're going somewhere today?
No. Tomorrow, that's why I came today. I have to go somewhere tomorrow. So, no gist really. Yeah. But some of our fans came to the shrine on Sunday, you know, and they came, they didn't know they would see me here. They love the show, they watch the show every day. So I can't remember their names, but hi. And one, his wife didn't come. He came without his wife, and then he
Came with his wife. And then...
FaceTimes her. While he's at the shrine, and then she was in bed. Fine woman. She'll be sleeping and be looking so fine. I was just like, man, this woman is fine. And she was I promise I'll come.
Can you imagine FaceTime had...
Yes, now, you don't know.
He's proud of his wife now. I said, if you see the woman, fine. Sleeping, she was in bed. I said,
How you doing, Nima?
I'm fine. Okay, my banter this morning was to beg the Lagos State Governor to not allow the achievements they had so far done on the Badagry Expressway to go because the tankers have to load. So there's a patch at the entrance into Ijegun from where the tankers will go in. That's called Dantata bus stop on the Badagry Expressway. And that area from Erikmo is the Lagos State side of the road. And every time they start a small hole, we see it expand and then it causes traffic. For the past 2 weeks, the traffic has been worsened. Apart from that, the tankers have to now load. Have been worsened because of the patches they have widened. Before you know it now, it becomes a crater. And I just wondered who to call. So when I called this morning, I was reminded that that patch is their own side of the road. I'd beg that they don't allow, you know, their work on that road go. So someone should continuously supervise that end of the road, the use of the road, the way the tankers have to abuse it, cross the median, do all sorts of, and then everything just deteriorates again. We then go back to status quo, not status quo, go back to worst case scenario, start to beg governor to come and help us. It would be nice to just, you know, maintain the road properly.
Hi, dear Mariam.
I'm fine, thank you. Tomorrow, Thursday, the Nigerian Conservation Foundation have sort of also offered me, I would say, a great honor and privilege of asked me to come back as ambassador for their Save Vultures campaign. And they've expanded the scope to include other wildlife. You know how important this conversation on conservation is to me, environmental protection. I feel that they're giving me a platform from making me just an environmental enthusiast and now have made me an advocate. I'm really so proud of this cause, and I'm happy with you know, how many people have embraced it. A lot of people are more aware of these animals. And yes, please.
Monitor lizards or Komodo dragons, are they extinct, getting extinct? Mariah, them killed one in her house 2 days ago.
We heard about that, but I'm not sure of the status right now. Yes.
I didn't kill it. What happened was the security guard killed it. I took a picture of it. So it was the Komodo lizard, and I don't want to believe
Komodo dragon or monitor lizard.
Monitor lizard.
I think it's a monitor lizard. It's a monitor lizard.
They're also, I mean, it's the same animal.
The same thing, yeah.
Same family.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Same animal.
Well, I wouldn't want one in my house. If you want one, I can bring the next one to your house. I would gladly bring the next one because obviously that's their home.
Up this morning, we were talking about...
I will keep it and I'll bring it to you like at shrine. Please.
You know, we're talking about that. You can use them as, they can be kept as pets. You can even train them like dogs.
Really?
Oh, yes.
What she told me.
Yes.
I'll bring them over to your house.
Bowman will go further.
I will bring them to your house.
We'll pray over it.
No problem. I will bring the next one. I will catch there plenty there.
And send them.
I'll catch as it to
the conservation center would love things
like that.
You
that showed it to you?
You showed it to us. Huge.
Yeah. Okay. It's huge. Anyways.
Me, if I see that kind of thing, this race.
Anyways, let's go on a break.
They run from you, Sha.
This one was speeding. Like, they
run quite fast.
Really fast. Let's go on a break. We'll be right back.
Bushmeat for some.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
This one is so big.
So we're back. We're going to start with the nation. Uncertainty in APC over Jonathan Emefiele and Adesina. INEC rejects party's request for adjustment of polls timetable. Chidinma stabbed Ataga several times, says witness. Dollar scarcity pushes more transactions to parallel market. Electoral Act amendment widens primaries participants. Navy arrests 117 suspected oil thieves and 6 vessels. And why refineries are moribund by NNPC. Okay, so go ahead.
Chidinma story, just to give us an update. So, a deputy superintendent of police called Bamidele was asked in court as a witness, and he was giving his own account of the time when Mr. Ataga's disappearance was reported, and they went to arrest Chidinma. And he said that they first went to the villa where they stayed, where Chidinma and the late Ataga stayed, and they got the CCTV footage. They went to Chidinma's house, and at first she was trying to deny it. Even her foster father didn't believe it. But then when they showed her the footage, she started to cry. They found the dress that she wore on the day she went there and the dress she wore when she left, and there was blood on one of the outfits. And that one of her very first confessions, before she said anything, she said yes, they had met months earlier, and then they decided to meet in this particular hotel after having a relationship for quite a while. And there was drugs involved. They asked for someone to bring drugs for them on an Okada, and that person is also one of the people facing
witnesses.
Yes. And then they said after taking the drugs, they had had a sexual, relation, and then he wanted more, and she didn't want, and he insisted. He came and he pushed her. She banged her head against a glass door, and it drew blood from her head. And she, in defense, and he held her down. She, in defense, picked up a knife and stabbed his neck. She said many times. She cannot say how many times. And that was her confession. They said her immediate confession when she was caught.
Major headline. There's quite a bit of uncertainty in the APC. As you know, yesterday, the sale of forms closed, and today, submission closed today. And so far, the fact that the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, somebody bought a group of people, the Almajiris came together to buy him a form. He already distanced himself from that. The fact that Emefiele is also still in court to validate the fact that he should be able to run for office, we should be getting the hearing by tomorrow. And then the third person that is uncertainty over is the African Development Bank president. He's yet to respond or confirm the fact that they bought a form for him. He's missing in action for now. So that uncertainty obviously is quite a problem for quite a number of them. There are about 26 of them confirmed within the APC party. And there are new guys, the more people have joined Jamboree. Lawan has also joined. We'll talk about that a bit later in a different paper, but that's the unsettling part, that the major headline in the nation. Okay, another story.
The Electoral Act amendment. So yesterday, in a very speedy manner, the Senate amended Section 84, Sub 8 of the Electoral Act, which initially, prevented or, in a way, stopped what they call statutory delegates. So statutory delegates are all elected members of a particular party from partaking in their primary. So the president, the vice president, Senate members, House of Assembly members, chairman, and all of those are statutory delegates. So statutorily, they have their roles in elections. And the Electoral Act, provided a section that sort of, I consider discriminatory to them, because even though they've been elected already, they're still members of that party, and so should be able to decide in the primaries. And now the Deputy Senate President moved this bill for the amendment, which now says parties, let me read it clearly, says now, a political party that adopts the system of indirect primaries for the choice of its candidates shall clearly outline in its constitution rules and procedure for the democratic election of delegates to vote at the convention. So it's now the decision of party members of the party to decide how and who will not partake in the, so, that was what was moved.
Okay, let's move on quickly now to the Punch. Major headline, Jonathan's backers seek consensus, Southern APC aspirants disagree. INEC insists on June 3rd as 18 parties demand primaries deadline extension. Nigerian paper mills collapse, imports hit 297 billion naira in 6 months. Businesswoman Olympian of football trial fraud accuses Olympian of football trial fraud and lawyer denies claim. Akeredolu plans 350 additional men operational vehicles for Amotekun. Obasanjo Adebanjo supports Southeast presidency, says Ohaneze. Telcos propose tax review, others to avert the 40% tariff hike. Refineries, reps kick as Kyari keeps mum on all swap deal. FG ASU resume talks on Monday. Students continue protests. Okay, which story, YK?
I was going to check the Jonathan story.
In the major headline, go ahead.
Major headline,
Yes.
yeah. While he was denying,
One side of the mouth.
The forms, the Almajiri forms.
No, I don't want the form. He was visiting Adamu, the chairman, party chairman
Of
and he
APC.
went there, of APC, and he went there to say, look, they're asking him to contest, but the only way he's going to contest is if they give him the party ticket. So he's the consensus candidate. And Adamu couldn't make those promises.
Fair
He
enough.
said, you are welcome to APC, you can join, but
They'll be running with you.
I think he has to consult first. So
I said to make it a level playing field.
he left it. Meanwhile, Umahi saying, that's Luko,
Governor of Ebonyi State, right?
the governor of Ebonyi State, was saying, no, this story is not true. Actually, he has denied it. That it's, in fact, Jonathan, I don't think he will.
He will do that.
do
Also,
that. He will enter, but if he does, then the Guinness Book of Records is not totally filled up.
Space for it.
There's going to be a wonder of the
So-
world.
Wonder of
I
the
have
world.
another story,
I
but
wanted to even add to this
Yeah,
story.
the
The APC in Bayelsa
that's what I
saying
wanted to.
that, he's not a member of the APC because, of course, you have to come from your ward registrations.
Okay, another story. INEC.
Yes, I got INEC. So 18 registered political parties are asking and appealing to INEC to please extend the deadline for the primaries by 37 days. And their reason for asking for this is that, well, there was the Salah holidays, then there's the Ekiti Osun State governorship elections coming up, there's screening, and then the screening of the large numbers of aspirants this time around would take so much. But INEC insists that they must stick to the timeline. And this is what the INEC chairman says. He says, any review to extend the timeline for one activity would affect other activities and put unnecessary pressure on political parties and the commission. This will ultimately result in more complications than what the extension seeks to achieve. Therefore, the commission will not review the timelines. I hope they stick to that and it works, yeah.
That would be great if they can stick to
Yeah.
the nice.
Permanent.
Any story in Punch, Nima?
I wanted to take the Nigerian mills, paper mills collapse.
Yes,
So,
yes.
according to the Punch, our paper mills totally have collapsed and all paper needs are met by imports now. So the Bureau of Statistics said that Nigeria imported paper and its allied products to the tune of 296.69 billion naira between July and December 2021. This is worrisome for any serious government. That industry needs, of course, an intervention, immediate one. I'm hoping that they're not distracted by party and election matter.
You know,
Of course, they are distracted by all
Come and
matters.
do the right.
This paper thing is so surprising to me because when I was growing up, paper exercise books were just, and they were cheap, 5 kobo.
Yes.
They were cheap.
just a recycling
There was
industry.
Apex, there was another one, I've forgotten.
Yeah, I
There
remember
were
Apex,
indigenous
paper
Nigerian
mill.
ones.
Yeah.
In paper was
ugly looking
nothing.
exercise.
We have wood. We have wood in excess. How
Hard.
We
Not sure
can
have any more.
recycle.
Of course, we have wood.
Okay, we have to go on
It's
a
only
break.
where they have, where they've removed all the trees.
Have many
to put
felled
churches
trees.
on this Ibadan Expressway.
We have to go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC Communications story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to move on to Daily Sun. Senate bars ministers, others from voting as party Congress primaries. Sex tape, Lagos police arraign 4 Christian school teachers. Basic education, Carlos bill gets Senate nod, scales first reading. 2023 presidency, number of aspirants from Southwest and South-South, betrayal of Southeast, says Umahi. NANS issues federal government ASU 9-day ultimatum to open public universities. Emefiele's presidential interest raises dust in INEC. And court nullifies AGF sale disposal of recorded assets. All right, which story are we starting with?
I was going to start with the INEC story. They're going to void strategic dealings with the independents, with the Apex Bank. The ripples have been caused by the purported presidential bid of Emefiele, and the INEC have said they have revealed plans to review its long-standing relationship with the Apex Bank. The commission usually lodges its sensitive materials in the bank. Yes.
Their vaults.
The former CBN deputy governor, Professor Kingsley Moghalu, has said it is a massive breach in the rule of law for Emefiele to want to run in the...
Agree. So the AGF had set up a ministerial committee on the disposal of assets forfeited to the federal government, according to a directive he claims he said was from the president. And this committee has moved on to do what they call an asset tracing, recovery, management, and regulation. So they have decided to sell out assets, forfeited to the federal government. But a body took them to court called HEDA, trying to look for the meaning of the acronym. But the court now held that they're acting of the committee set up by the AGF is acting ultra vires. That's extension over their powers. They do not have powers to sell off those assets that they've sold. And this is a committee set up since 2019, and they've been carrying out duties. So I'm wondering what will happen to those who have already taken advantage of their sales and bought. But I know that they'll find a way legally to settle things. I remember they are not empowered to sell.
That term ultra-vires, I remember it from government class in secondary school. But the Nigerian Association of Nigerian, the National Association of Nigerian Students, have given the federal government and ASU a 9-day ultimatum, and they say that if they do not resolve this issue and open schools, they'll be on the streets. Especially the southeast zone have said that they are going to be on the road to block traffic. The exits and entrances to airports will be blocked by them. Students in Ilorin as well have also came out, actually, they staged a protest yesterday. They said they were in their large numbers singing the national anthem, and they're just asking that government and ASU resolve their issues, that they really do not want to take this to the next level where they are standing on the streets and blocking traffic and everything. We really need to do something about that, because the extended protest means that they'll be home for 6 months, half a year.
That was 12 weeks, and they increased it again. Goodness.
12 weeks is 3 months.
3 months, yeah, 3 months, yeah. Okay, so, Governor, I think I get to part of the story earlier. Governor of Ebonyi State, Umahi, met with the president yesterday, and he was quite troubled at the fact that even aspirants from the southwest in itself is a problem, that he felt it is like a betrayal, according to him. He said that they were all, that the Southwest was supported, the Southwest has supported all the various regions for 8 years and expected that all the other regions would support them. But it's quite unfortunate that that I wouldn't know how anybody else outside the Southeast and maybe the Northeast will be talking about equity and fairness and justice if such a person is also contesting for the presidency. So for him, it's quite a betrayal for any other person outside from the Southeast to be running for president at this time, especially because they had actually shown extensive support to all the other zones during the other presidential elections.
But I think they didn't put it neatly. I think that the Southeast should be very clear. I cannot understand why Ekalu would,
I think they've been very clear from the beginning.
Drop his ambitions. No,
there are quite a few others.
They have been making... They've been raising awareness on their agitations and all of that. But a clear political move on who's next was not clear. It was not.
Kalu, I think, was more like an ultimatum. Listen, if you cannot zoned to the southeast, then there's no point. I'm going to step down.
No, he didn't step down.
There's no general
The
agreement.
one zoning. He stepped down when I think Lawan that and said he wants to support him. That's why he stepped down.
Anyway, there's a story I'll take the next paper. I think Lawan is actually joining because he sees that the PDP are obviously there's a possibility that they might have a northern candidate. And if they do, the APC is already strategizing amongst themselves to see who is the northerner that can actually contest against, because they're thinking that if Atiku gets the tickets in PDP, they might not be able to win the presidential election. So there's a lot of politicking going on. We don't even have the calculations.
I hope they don't cancel each other out.
I'm telling you.
Nigerians are on one side watching.
If they even cancel each other out, that's not good for us. They could bring new parties.
Let another party.
Fresh.
Independent.
Fresh blood. Yes. Cha-cha. Let's move on to Vanguard. Say no more, YK.
Party.
2023. Jonathan makes U-turn on APC ticket. 2023 presidency should go to the southeast, says Obasanjo and Falaye. Court notifies AGS committee on sales disposal of recovered assets. Petrol marketers hint of impending crisis in fuel supply. Party primary Senate amends Electoral Act to allow President and National Assembly governors and others to vote. Christian school, 4 Christian teachers docked for allegedly concealing sex video. Why can't you take the Christian story?
Yeah, I took the story in the Punch, but I guess it's almost the same story. The 3 male teachers and a female teacher of the Christian school Idimu have been arraigned at the magistrate courts. The chief magistrate, Adiola Adedayo. I actually know her, so that's why I wanted to say her name. And anyway, there have been 2 count charge, conspiracy and an attempt to pervert the course of justice. Apparently, they are accusing them of concealing the video.
For long.
They didn't. They had seen the video, but they didn't.
They didn't report the video to the parents and
or to the school. They didn't report the video to the parents or the school. You know, so yeah.
They've been charged anyway.
Yeah, they've been charged.
Okay.
They've been granted bail as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have the petrol marketers hint of impending crisis in fuel supply. Well, they're also saying that what we have seen now is just the tip of the iceberg, if what I'm about to say is not sorted. So the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, have said that this scarcity can be averted if the government will prevail on NMDPRA, that's the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. So they are meant to pay IPMAN, they're owing them 500 billion naira in claims, and they said that they haven't paid them in 9 months, and this has pushed a lot of them out of business, especially given the cost of diesel right now. And they're asking that government should prevail on them that as of today, given the current situation, out of 100% marketers, only 5% can afford to provide us or supply us petroleum products. We also have the group managing director of NMPC has also talked about the refineries, and he says that yes, our refineries are not working, and the obvious reason is that they have not been maintained regularly.
Okay, yesterday the former president Obasanjo was addressing the Political Action Committee, PAC, the party of the Ohanes Ndigbo, who had visited him at in Ogun State, Abeokuta, and he had told them categorically that his position is that the Southeast should be allowed to produce Nigeria's next president, and that would ensure peace, justice, fairness, and sustainable national development in the country. In addition to that, Olufale, who is the former secretary to the government of the Federation, also threw his weight behind the Southeastern presidential candidate, said that it's the only zone that has not produced the president in recent times and should be allowed to do so. So these are major heavyweights who are also speaking in support. But as we know, the best they can do is speak. They're not going to be the ones to determine the tickets. But it's good to know that more of these people support the Southeast candidacy for president. Moving on quickly, I'm not sure we have much time. Yeah. Nigerian Tribune, let's find a story we've not taken. 4 teachers, we talked about that already. Jonathan, not our member, APC Bayelsa chairman, says Buhari won't extend his tenure as president. Was he thinking of? 100 million naira from APC diverting public funds, PDP alleges, while Lawan is in the race and Senate to intervene in ASU strike. Is that a story we have not taken?
Well, we sort of mentioned it that the Bielsa, APC Bielsa have said that Jonathan is not their member, but will also have MacBan. They're saying that their attention has been drawn to the trending story that they had come together to buy form for the former president. And they said MacBan does not see any gain in this kind of enterprise that adds no value to the millions of our members who are wallowing in poverty as a result of banditry, cattle rustling, and other activities by vigilantes who, for all intents and purposes, are committed to executing genocide. Anyway, they're just saying that please stop dragging our name through the mud, and that media, please do a better job of getting your facts right. So.
Okay, that's all we can take, but it's quite interesting that there are a few northern elders who are supporting Ahmad Lawan in the presidential bid.
You're taking part of this.
A bit of it, yes. Yeah, he's getting quite a bit of support, and it's getting more and more intriguing,
And like you said, they're saying it's because of Atiku.
I was telling somebody that Atiku was a very strong candidate, but somebody said that no, he's not. But we'll see how it goes, because it seems like Atiku is a major. He's the guy to beat in the PDP
primaries.
Primaries for PDP, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, when these people, they keep going for presidency, they
keep losing,
they keep losing, and they keep coming back. I mean, take a back seat. They don't take back seats. They will still come back again. And when they come now, when they win,
something they know.
Will not be looking.
But there's something they know that we don't know.
The attitude of a winner that you want. You want someone who would never give up.
Fail 10 times, fail 100 times.
Please.
I mean, that has to
They tell us, what's the Einstein story they tell us all the time?
Yeah.
Like he kept trying to 1,000 times and he finally. So they tell us that in all this motivational stuff.
And they also have an example of the current president who tried many times.
I know, what's the problem?
We gotta go.
Just never give up.
All against him.
I am for nobody, I am for everybody. Yeah, I said that. Let us go on a break. Like, did you not vote for him? We'll see after the break. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Wake up the...
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day, all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV station.
Thanks for staying with us. So it feels common for Africans to shy away from discussing the issue of will or even considering to think about it, because we always assume that asking about your will or inheritance is to be written, or it is like you're saying somebody's about to die and you don't want to be that person who is ready to die. Joining us on the show is Mr. Rotimi Obimbe. He's a member of the First Bank of Nigeria Quest Trustees team, and he is responsible for strategy development in the FBNN Quest Trustees. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you, and I'm told that your name is actually Obende, not Obimbe.
It's actually Obende.
Obende. Oh, good to have you, Obende. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Wills and inheritance are something many don't like to talk about. My personal story is that, you know, even at the point of when my mother was diagnosed with the illness, and, you know, the reality was coming to our face that, okay, this might be, we didn't want to accept it, but I tried to ask her the conversation, okay, what would you like? And she looked at me and didn't say anything. And just felt like in my mind, I just kept my mind, I just zipped up. I don't think that I'm thinking that you know. So it's a story that we don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
So how do we begin to plan for our wills? And when do we start to plan for those wills?
Okay, so it's not really about wills, it's about estate planning. And estate planning is the structure that you put in place today that helps to minimize crises. There are a lot of crises out there. Now, so when you talk about estate planning, you then decide that there are basically 2 tools that you can use. You can decide to use a will, which we all traditionally know, and a trust. Now, in talking about a will, a lot of people, and you said it rightly, first thing is that people will think that you want me to die. But we found out that when you start to plan, the reality actually dawns on you, because there are a lot of things that you need to consider if you have children, and if they are minors. What we see in African setting is, irrespective of who acquired the asset, you will be shocked that the family, if it's a man and a woman involved, and it's the man that passes away, the family immediately comes in and they take over everything, leaves her with nothing. So everybody needs to start to think about it. It's a conversation that we are willing to have, and we are asking everybody to start to actively have those conversations.
You know,
So you call it...
sorry, Mayor, this is interesting to me, because what happens when if the man even writes a will, there are times when the family will still come and then they will just nullify the will, or the will not see the light of day. They will still take over. So in that kind of situation, what will the woman do, the wife do? Because there are a lot of times when the will or no will, they will come and dabaru everything. The wife is left with nothing.
So it's important to understand the 2 tools, and when you talk about using the 2 tools, to be able to use it very well. In a number of cases, what we see people do is that they name either their wife, their spouses, or family members as executors. You need to start to think about engaging professionals, institutions. So I'll give you an example. Imagine if an institution like FBN Quest Trustees, everybody knows, comes in as the executor, and family members come and say they want to take over the properties. They can't do that because they will be dealing with an institution. So we need to have that shift from using individuals as executors and start to use institutions. That way, you're dealing with a corporate organization. I can assure you that you are dealing with a bigger elephant in the room than if it's just the white. Don't also forget. Yeah, thank you. Don't also forget that at the initial stage, the woman is demoralized because she's considering and wondering, how do I first take care of this loss that I'm experiencing? And so that's why it is then important to also have a trust in place. Let me quickly explain what a trust will do for you. Unlike a will that kicks in after the demise of the testator being the person that wrote the will, the trust comes in immediately, it is executed. So in the lifetime of the settlor, that's the creator of the trust arrangement. So for example, you decide you want to create a trust, have a trust in place. You then fund the trust kicks in. A lot of your assets are held by another party known as the trustee. So when family members come, just to go back to your story, they see that properties that were bought, they thought were bought in the name of the man. They suddenly realize that it's bought in the name of a trust arrangement that had nothing to do with either the name of the man or the name of the wife. So I'll give you an example. I can set up a trust and call it laptop trust, buy all the properties in this world. I then name my wife and my kids as beneficiaries. So when family members come, they start to search for documents. They see that, this man did not even own anything. I'll give you an example. Michael Jackson. During Michael Jackson's time, he set up a trust. When he passed away, Michael Jackson named his mom as the trust protector, meaning the person that would take care of the children because they were minors, and then named 3 of his children as beneficiaries. Michael Jackson dad went to court 3 or 4 times just to challenge that process because he was not named in the trust arrangement, so he did not benefit anything before he passed on. So you can actually create a trust that kicks in your lifetime, put all your assets there. It prevents family members from coming and thinking that they own everything.
Yes, so you know, I'm listening to you talking about Michael Jackson, and then there's a Nigerian watcher and like, I'm not Michael Jackson, I don't have all this sort of money. Are you saying, but I believe I have potential. So at what stage should I start thinking about this trust? Is it when I have made it or on my way to making it?
You need to start thinking about it today. The truth is, all of us are millionaires in our own rights. And it will shock you that for as little as 1 million people fight over it. So by the time you check your net worth, you will realize that you have enough assets that people you think they're already planning on what to do about it. So it's important that you start today. We normally say at FBN Quest Trustees, when you start to work, because you have pension that somebody's I do apologize, dreaming about, family members who want to take over it. You have assets that, whether it's 1 property or 2 properties, if you follow the newspapers, a lot of the ones you review this morning, you see that family members actually fight over 1 property, over 2 properties. There's also the aspect of culture. Some people believe that in some culture, although the Supreme Court has said that aside, that female children should not benefit. So if I have female children, I need to consciously have a plan in place such that nobody comes tomorrow and says they won't have anything.
Nima.
So I'm listening to you and I'm just happy that, you know, this solution has come, because when you have minors, you need a protector that even you don't trust sometimes within family. So I would like to see you to elaborate on how, if I had a trust, for instance, and my trust protector was someone even I did not trust, who was covetous and is approaching and trying to, how do you do that? How do you deal with that trust protector in between? Okay, so there are two. They come now anyway, they'll bring the child.
Okay, thank you. There are 2 things when it comes to trust protector. In a trust arrangement, the trust protector essentially does not have access to your assets or your funds. What they basically do is interface with the trustee and ensure that the trustee is carrying out your own instructions, everything that is stated in the trust. So if, for example, you say, I want 1 million given to my wife as monthly allowances, the trust protector ensures that that is done. The second thing is, don't use an individual. If it's practically possible, again, depending on your net worth, use an institution. So, for example, if your trust protector decides to travel to Canada and leaving your children or the beneficiaries at their mercy, it becomes very
Or worst
difficult.
case, when they bring, okay, this is, let's say the your beneficiary of your trust is your wife, and your trust protector is your brother. Family holds a meeting and tells the wife, Nishombe, when they give you the check, pass it. At that point, what can FBN Quest do in between?
For FBN Quest, it starts from the process of setting up the trust, and all of these conversations are part of what we put into structuring whatever offering we're asking you to adopt. Now, the way the trust works is I can state up front that on a monthly basis, do this, pay school fees if I decide to create an education trust arrangement, or provide monthly allowances for beneficiaries. That way, the money goes straight into the spouse's account. And because it's a trust arrangement, a trust is private and confidential. So even family members are not aware of the creation of that arrangement. Now, if you have named your brother, or if I've named my brother as the trust protector, he only knows that my wife is receiving so and so amount. Now, it's now for the wife to come to us and say that I'm having this peculiar situation. This, my in-law is prying too much into our activities. What can we do? We can then restructure it such that instead of her getting it into that personal account that the brother knows about, we can create some other structure that helps.
Can I ask this question? Can you give us an example of a brand or a body that can actually help Nigerians have an inheritance without hassles?
I'll clearly ask you to FBN Quest Trustees, and that's because we've been in the business for more than 45 years, and in helping clients put the structure in place is key, that they understand that you are dealing with an institution that's been there for that length of time. Now, FBN Quest Trustee is a subsidiary of FBN Holdings, and you know FBN Holdings has been in the business for more than...
The elephant in the building.
So,
So because of the very personal trust, we've had issues where we would hear people who have bank accounts, and when they pass on, it's the bankers that sort of take over the account. The family never know anything about it. So in this case, how does the family become aware?
Yes, so it's private and confidential because it's not open to the public. So how does the family then become aware? The trust protector, and that's why it's key that you know you are nominating as your trust protector, is the one that would then actually approach FBN Quest Trustees to say, we know that he left a plan in place. Now, you can also tell your wife or husband, or the beneficiaries, to say, to the extent that I have done something, if anything happens to me, please go and meet these people. Rotimi Obende has been my go-to person at FBN Quest Trustee. So if anything happens, please go and meet him. Now, we do advise. Please do not tell them about the content of what you have.
Vague as possible.
Be vague.
You know, it is interesting. Okay, go ahead, Mike. Let me let you go.
Yeah, because you said, I have a different question, but you said Rotimi Obende. But what if Rotimi Obende leaves?
Locates to Canada.
Protector himself.
And he locates the trust is still there. FBN Trust, but
the account
my own account officer has now relocated to Canada.
Does FBN Trust approach a trust?
What will happen now?
Sorry,
because that's
not seeing you, but your family.
Okay, so that's why an institution is always better. It's like a barrack, or like the relationship between a soldier and a barrack. The soldier can be transferred anywhere.
Soldier go.
Thank you. But the barrack remains. So FBN Quest Trustees remains. Rotimi can decide if he wants to go to Canada. Now, when Rotimi leaves, somebody else takes over. So that relationship will not be lost. So the assumption is that by the time Rotimi Obende leaves, you have not passed away. So the new relationship manager will get in touch with you.
I'm so happy about this conversation because I've always said it on the show several times that my grandfather died in 1976. And so my mother died, she was still receiving inheritance because he had, as far back as 1976, he had put it in a trust where every month from the elders, even after the elders have died and others have died, their children still get, it's unbelievable. So it's good that even now, many people don't know that this actually exists. So it's good that there are two tools which I've learned this morning. The will is the one that you write down. The other one is a trust where there's an institution that's actually helping you. So for going back to what Mariam said earlier, a regular term, you're just earning 100,000 naira a month. You have a wife, you have 2 kids. Do you do the will or do you do the trust? Which one is better based on your financial capacity?
Based on your financial capacity, you can do both, because the will simply says, these are my assets. When I pass away, this is how you then distribute and or manage the assets. However, a trust says, a trust is an advancement of a savings account with your bank. The difference is that your trust account names beneficiaries, your bank account names, let's say, your next of kin. And so with...
So you'll be funding the trust, you'll be putting money every month?
Yes, you'll be putting money into the trust.
Okay.
So the funding of the trust, the funding of the trust depends entirely on you. So you can say that I want to keep 200 or 20,000 every month and build it up to what my intentions are. Your intentions in the long run might be that you want your kids to go to Harvard. So you start to save for their education.
So that's why they call them trust fund babies.
Thank you. Now, like you said, that trust can transcend generations. So you're looking at a dynasty arrangement. I can set up a trust today and say that that trust managed by FDN Quest Trustees will last the next 5 generations. That structure will be put in place. Every child knows what they get. Every grandchild knows what they get. And I can also structure it such that every single person that marries into the Obende family gets something.
We have to run out of time.
Just for clarity, for information. So I open an IBM Quest account now, and I start to deposit. I start to deposit into a trust.
Yeah, okay. That's all we can take.
Oh, yes.
If you have any more questions, directly go and meet them in their office.
Go to Quest.
We're going to break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Life is a journey, they say. And the best journeys are never traveled alone.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC Communications story.
media. Check. Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR. Check. Clock is ticking. Time is racing. Lights on. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Thanks for staying with us. So a story went viral about a young lady who was standing up to her father. According to the story, the video that went with the man was actually allegedly accused of attempting to physically assault his wife. When the daughters stepped in, the enraged man was holding a belt, and according to one of the daughters, he had threatened to send their mom to her early grave. However, they both stood up against their father. Now, many conversations have come up from this video that went viral, and one of which was the fact that, do we want people to start defending themselves in these kind of situations? Because when a video like this went viral, a lot of young people are watching and thinking, okay, if I see my mother beat my father, if I see my father beat my mother, do I begin to defend them, or do I, what's the right thing to do? Secondly, do witnesses of the abuse begin to start standing up? Are we trying to get people to start standing up for their loved ones at this point? Or we're trying to ensure that people do the right thing by going to the police or ensuring that family members are involved? What's the best way? What's the best approach? And what are your thoughts when you saw this video? You can call us on the numbers on your screen, 081. Once the numbers get on the screen, you can get this. I can't remember the numbers again. But once you get the screen, the numbers on the screen, please call the numbers to. Waiki, what are your thoughts on this?
Why do you come to me first?
Okay, let me come to.
Okay. Yes, my thoughts. Really sad situation where a child had to step in a case of domestic violence. But this is not the first time. Many times there are children involved. It always plays out that way, that the children, from when they're even very little, from when they can barely talk, they understand that one person is in distress and another person is causing it. You see them run, leave my mommy, and it's such a sad thing to watch. And it's what even makes it for me even more heartbreaking is that usually that child grows up to do the same. Because that is their reality, that's what they know, and that's what they have carried with them. Or you see children that have anger issues. So that's why some people will say to you, when you find yourself in such a toxic environment, we have this explanation, I don't want to say excuse, where people will say, I'm staying because of the children. And many times we have found that staying because of the children will do them more harm than good. Usually, if you're able to take your children out of that toxic situation, they don't get to witness it and think it's okay and think that the only way to handle a toxic situation is to be in it and have your children stand in between you and, your spouse that is causing this.
According to this story, these people have been married for 26 years. I would like to assume that they've had several fights in the past, and family members have probably also tried to get involved because these are grown children. These are not kids. They're the grown, and they're telling their dad to stop hitting their mom. Now, when you saw the video, Nima, let me come to you. What are your thoughts on this? And do you think it was the right approach to defend themselves at this point?
So the video is not the first time I've seen this happen. The first time was shocking because a young man at this time with full biceps stood full height to his father and say, lift a finger again, I'll beat you blue black. When you lead your children to that point, you've lost every self-worth and respect. And in defense of him, the old man was saying, it's your mother, yeah, it's see me. And, I just felt this man is a full-grown baby. He's refusing to grow up. You're watching your children grow up every day. You think that your way of life is okay. Now, the only reason I think that young man stood up is because his mother is being beaten. I don't think that he thinks that beating a person is bad. So maybe if he had a wife tomorrow. It will be an alternative he might take. But he stood up because this is a woman I see struggle. The woman will go in the rain, roast corn and everything, and then she comes home for things like the meat is 1, is 2, is not enough. She's being beaten. And so he stood up to his dad. Hopefully he gets that help, but that was a long time ago. So for me in this video, this man is just like that. An adult refusing to be one, always in the space of myself, my world, I'm in control of everything mentality. And if we are raising children who start like that, you know, those children who are never wrong amongst their siblings, who are always, you know, it's always someone else's fault. You're raising them in a man or a woman. It's something parenting has to address when they are little. This man has now grown. He has adult children, and he doesn't know his children are grown. To him, he's saying, the tradition is forbidding for you to raise your hand at me. Yes, it is. But it is a necessity if it is in defense of somebody they feel that is more weaker than you. You know, a child can push themselves in between you and their mother. And if you throw something bigger or unbearable and they push it back, it might just be in your face. You know, they might just want to block a blow from their mom and they land you this way and you're slapped by your child. When you're getting your home to that point, you are refusing to grow up and face the reality. Once your child passes 15, is a man, let your head correct. If your daughter is 18, immediately switch on. You are not living with your friends and age mates if you're not careful. And this abuse continues because we're now bringing the myth and all the traditional whatever around it. Forbid. Our people will shout agua, agua, agua. Agua for waiting. Will they forbid them? Yes. But look at the person you're dealing with. You've pushed your family to that circle. So when do you want to address your ways of meeting and having an argument with your wife?
Some will argue that these children shouldn't have released that video because you're not just embarrassing your mother, you're also embarrassing your father. And it's like now the whole world now knows, oh, this is who you're. You know how our African culture, like, you have to keep these things, don't let family members handle it. By releasing the video, what you've done is not just embarrass yourself, you embarrass the entire family.
Release the video. You know, what if they sent it to someone who they thought would mediate? Because I'm thinking that's what will eventually happen. But even if they did release the video, since we're all going to social media courts now, you know, if their father no longer feels embarrassed in the neighborhood, because this for 26 years, it's true now. You beat your wife all the time, you raise your voice. Some people, I know someone who drags his wife outside, and you know, to finally control her is to tear her naked. Wow. You say, see her, that's why you want to leave. You tear her naked, and people will come. And so neighbors start to ask the woman, when do you want to stop this madness? It's you that are tearing now. So when do you want to leave? You that you don't have that shame, you don't know when your voice is, a simple conversation becomes an argument and is loud, and you have engaged your neighbors inside your house. And social media is not too much now.
Mikey, your thoughts on this?
No, it's bad.
My thoughts, well, when I saw the video, I was like, I mean, I can imagine myself if it was my mom. I can imagine myself defending my mom against the stronger, the more powerful sex, if you know what I mean. My mom would have been the weaker sex. I mean, I never saw my father lay any hand on my mom. But what I'm just trying to say is, I can imagine why they would do that, because anything can happen. What I can't understand is what can lead the man to be such a beast. Why would the woman stay in such a situation? I cannot. I have never been a victim of spousal abuse, domestic violence. Because it's a situation I cannot even imagine myself in. Because one slap, I'm out. Hey.
Like he was holding a belt. Like,
he was flogging like a belt.
He wasn't holding a belt. He went to get a belt, like you're coming to beat a child. So, and he was saying to the woman, one more word from you. And that's the abuse is beyond the instrument. Nima. She doesn't even have a voice. So this person, even if the two of them were locked in a room, two soldiers to both sides, that woman must not say something.
So, you know, you mentioned the thing about culture. Also, as Christians, you hear the honor your father and your mother. And I know that for a lot of us, our culture is even in the face of your parents' provocation or bad behavior, you're not allowed or you're not meant to, step to them. But I just remember I was looking for it and I found it. It's in the Bible where it says that fathers do not provoke your children to anger. Fathers do not provoke or irritate or exasperate your children. Instead, lead them way, discipline them, and teach them the right way to go. So even the Bible recognizes that there's something that a parent can do that can cause a child to dishonor or disobey or do something wrong, and that fault will be on you. So because also that he's a pastor, I just wanted to say, probably, okay, maybe well-respected in the church. There's something about being well-respected in organizations like that. They don't want to put it out there. They may have even approached the church many times, and we know that usually with churches, it's about, don't worry, we'll talk to him, we'll calm down. But in many years of, in many years of marriage and probably this abuse, the children decided maybe
in the video, if my memory serves me correctly, in the video, the woman was still defending her husband. She was trying to calm her kids down.
No, she was trying to avoid the traditional course. So the daughter had, come in between herself, and she knew she was going to get beaten, or she was probably afraid the girl was going to attack her dad. She came in between that. Because traditionally, now I'm just imagining what would be happening. Video have come out. The people that know tradition, they will now come
tradition, what do you mean?
Okay, so African tradition, the child doesn't stand up to their parents. Even in my religion, Islam, is in extreme cases you can even, and you must be in the most kind language, assertive but kind. So you can't be rude. You can say, no, this is wrong. I can't, but you cannot, put a fist to them. So she knows the backlash that will come if it comes out that, their child, or and maybe she thinks the father will tell. In tradition, you hear men say, now their mama, the children, them be, now their mama, they turn them against me. But your home, your way of running the family, your family values are such that, constantly there will be discord in the home. So take care of, I know the Empress, where we have all the solutions to these kind of things. The way your home is run is not such that there will be no way your child will not have a side. They will have a side. Normally, children, their first friends are their mothers. For me, they will have a side normally, even if there's no
girls. The girls are likely to actually, be victims or survivors of domestic violence also, because they've seen their father do it. They're likely to actually accept somebody slap their face. My daddy did worse than this. I mean, slap. That's how it starts. So these are the kind of things we're trying to prevent when young people. Now I don't know if they are minors, because I don't.
These are not minors.
They are below 18, because the government can actually come in this, because if they are below 18, that's the adult age. If they are below 18, government can still intervene in this situation and try to see what they can do. But by releasing this video, either they did it intentionally or not intentionally, what is the object? Are they asking for help? Are they asking for help? But they're asking for intervention, or just saying, let me embarrass this man, let the world see.
No, it might just be help.
It might be maybe they sent it to...
What's the objective?
Yeah, but it may even be just a cry for help. It may be a cry for help. Do you know what? Because I'm a child, and if I were to be... if I were to witness my parents in that situation, there are times that children would take what has happened home to tell someone else. It's just that we're now in social media age. So you're not going to tell someone because you want to embarrass them. You're seeking help. Someone needs to do something right now. This has gone on for too long. So I believe it's in that spirit that video must have come out from them if they did it. Or if someone was handed that video and just thought, I was handed this video 2 years ago and this thing is still going on, please put it out there. Let the church know what he's doing. Let his workplace know what he's doing. Maybe something would.
But let's go on a break. Now that they have known, what should they do? That's our conversation. I want to come back on the break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC Communications story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs.
Thanks for staying with us. As we wrap up this conversation on the domestic violence video that we saw that went viral, we'll take a few comments on social media. Why you're going to ask?
No, I was going to ask, when do we stop this tradition of you can't stand up to your parents or your uncles or your, I mean, let's say worst case scenario, okay, I know somebody, I actually know somebody whose uncle, her father's brother, was abusing her, sexually abusing her. And now that they are old, he now asks her for money. And she looked at him, you?
From your mouth.
You can even talk to me? You don't remember? Then you say, please, I'm sorry. So when are we going to stop that? My parents or my uncle or my auntie did wrong. I'm now an adult. And I can stand up to you, or that's where I can't.
We don't want. That's a very important question. Where do we begin to be able to speak up against those who are abusers? But we don't want to do that also we don't also want to forget our culture of respecting our elders.
Yeah.
So is that thin line between, okay, yes, we respect elders, but not those who have abused us?
Where is the respect? When, if this person I'm talking has been sexually abused.
Oh, of course. Definitely you have to stand up. So we have to train our raise our children to stand up. Let me take this call and I'll come to you, Nima. Lady Joke from Iju, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for this program. Oh. I've been with you since 2013.
Wow. Welcome. Thank you
Yeah.
to the show.
Well done.
Thank
Please,
you.
I want to say something about what you are talking about.
Go ahead.
Okay. You know, this thing happened to me too when I was young. Our father used to beat our mother. But it was until my immediate junior brother stood up one day that told him, if you dare it again, he will beat him. Since then, he stopped. So sometimes this thing helps. Not that the boy really meant to beat our dad, but you know, he was so annoyed. I know, because it has been going on for long. So he stood up and told him categorically that if he tries again, he will beat him. And since then, he has never done it.
Wow.
So
thank you very much, Jackie. Thank you very much.
I like that story because this is what I'm trying to say. When will we say, stop this nonsense? Stop this nonsense. You can't beat my mother again. Or if it's my father that you have been beating, you can't beat my father again.
But I heard stories of where the fathers actually beat up the children too.
Put everybody.
Put it together.
When the boy stands up before he's strong enough to, he will get beaten, and then the circle worsens. So when he stands up when he can, and when the father knows when to stop immediately. But I've seen where the father chooses to hate. I've even seen where he removes a child, that particular child from his favor. He wrote his will deliberately to exclude that child. You've desecrated that our whatever relationship, and you will never benefit from me. So we've seen extreme cases, but I would think that whatever the situation is, you as a father have a tradition in your house that works. When our African elders say, that is, the eldest, uncles, relatives, and all of those people, they remain. It is for guardian and protection of the child. But we've seen where it is an abuse of the child itself. Where uncles come in and the father just died and tell their mothers, oh yeah, if you don't marry me, your children and all of you will suffer. And they deliberately impoverish those children. When the child grows up, it is not abnormal that the uncle should get beaten at some point. Or that the child grows up. Because in my own Islam, for instance, I only owe my biological parents feeding and protection. And out of respect for them, to extend it to their next of kin and relatives in the line of their own sibling and all of that. Right. Not out of duty to those people.
Let me take this
somebody
call.
will now come and twist it and compel.
Let me take this call from Shola from Moshodi. Good morning, Shola. Are you there?
Hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, this situation too happens to me. Right from when I was small, back primary school, I remember my dad always beating my mom. And I remember when I was in JS2, I told my mom that she should leave. I don't know why. I've never heard about this domestic violence and all, but I felt something was wrong. I told her to leave. And she said, where will she start from? Where is she going to keep us? That if she leave, another woman will come. How are we going to take care of ourselves? Blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, it continued. My dad beat my mom in front of my cousins that comes to spend holidays, in front of a friend of mine that always comes visiting. It was embarrassing. Then, this thing went long till my year 3. I remember very well. That Sunday, after beating my mom in the morning, we went out and came back. My mom was in our room, and my mom didn't come out to greet. So I stepped out to get something. By the time I came back, I was just going bad. This man was beating my mom. Out of annoyance, I hit him. I pushed him. And he came for me and he started beating me. Then my mom was able to call my auntie. She came. And I was even thinking that would even be the end of the marriage. You just tell her, because she was aware of all the beatings. So I knew that they should beg. My mom should stay. My mom is still there. Since that very first day, since that day, after the whole thing happened, I confronted him. Anything she says, when I went back to school, she kept calling my dad is still doing that. I was just always angry and I'm not interested. It is your life. Since you can't even stand up to yourself to defend yourself or make the right decision for yourself. But another thing is, my dad is a good father. He did everything right for my brother and he's still doing. But as a husband, is a
terrible husband.
So sometimes if I want to do something, I feel like he's my father. He has worked. He has done the work. He's taking care of us. I'm even married now. But my mom, I'm married now, and I'm able to know the difference between an abuse and love. My mom is still there, and she's still receiving beating.
Oh, Lord. I'm so sorry.
Thank you so much. This is such a painful story because many of these abusers are always great fathers. And that's why the children are always torn between the emotions of loving him but hating him because they're not sure where to stay. Because this is a man that is so caring. And I know of an abuser too, who was such a fantastic father.
Sometimes they're not just fantastic.
About
fantastic
that means for her.
Not only that, Nima, you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
They
so
love
for
their
me,
children.
I heard something this morning on my way to work, and we're talking about people who who carry out abuses, and why it's so difficult to almost, to punish them is that it's hard to punish someone who has different sides to them. He's a great son. He's a fantastic boss. You know, you would say, but he's such a horrible husband. And the employees would be like, I have never seen this side of this man. This man is so kind.
Yeah.
When I needed this help, he stood for me. A community where he's revered and because of things that he would sacrifice. And yet when it comes to the home, he's such a bad person that it makes it really complicated, especially for the loved ones to say, okay, you know what, we're going to name and shame you. Because if we named and shamed you, we're only telling one side of your story. And I feel that that's what makes a lot of children struggle, but it leaves them with something. You know, I just didn't want to put Shala on the spot. I just wanted to find out, does she have any anger issues? Does she, when she says that sometimes her mom calls and she's like, handle your thing. After a while, I'm tired of giving you all my empathy and my sympathy. You need to stand up for yourself.
And to me, that is also a form of abuse. If I'm witnessing my father beating my mother or my mother beating my father on a regular, it's a form of mental abuse to me.
It is.
And Shola needs treatment. She needs to see someone. And I'm saying it with all sense of responsibility because even if she doesn't have anger issues, she has hurt issues.
Yes.
She's hurting.
Right.
She needs to, and you could hear it in her voice.
Yeah, she's
Let me take this call from Peter. Right. Peter, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yes.
You're live.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Wow, your topic today is very, very interesting. I've been trying your line for forever. I'm so blessed to be connected to you guys today.
Thank you. Welcome.
Welcome.
Our society is really in a lot of pressing demands about abuses in marriages today. I am a product of a home, a broken home, where growing up my dad was fond of beating my mom. And interestingly, even during the festive period, 25th Christmas Day is held in our home, where we, instead of rejoicing with our friends and neighbors, we always see ourselves crying because of the maltreatment. And it got to a point that in our growing up, we ourselves, we are 4 boys and 4 children, we should collectively ask our mom to leave the house. Because we saw that even at our older age, our mom was still beaten by our dad. And when we tried to come in, he would tell us that if we don't want to experience such kind of marital challenges, we should mind our business. And it was as if he was indirectly trying to lay a curse on us until we had to ask our mom to leave. And we were grateful to God that she has left, and she's fine. She's doing very great.
Okay.
And I believe one of the ways we children can cope this is we don't have to fight our dad. We don't have to quarrel with him. I feel what we should do is find a way to get our mom out of the house. Some mothers might be relentless. They might want to stay, hoping that the man will change. But I feel at first, the best thing they should do is to take their mom out of the house.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Peter. I mean, that's obviously good advice. We have to wrap up on this. I think you wanted to add something.
Yeah, I had one story. I remember this story of a woman who, when the children were much younger, the children grew up to see their father constantly physically abuse their mother emotionally, verbally. And when they were old enough to provide her a safe place, they did. And then much later, he's old and he's ill. And now they're asking her to please go back to the house to take care of the father. You know,
to beat her again.
Yes, but but you're taking her back to that place of.
But
and where does he get
his senses will be with him now. He will realize a lot of them.
Many of those guys.
When you take yourself out of the situation, the men now realize what they.
You know what? The irony of it all those gra men that beat up. They're the ones that fall sick early. In their 60s, they're already wrinkled up. They have the hypertension, they're hypertensive, they have one issues, and it's the women they've beaten up. They'll not be expecting that. They'll not be expecting to be feeding them, caring for them, and they'll not that. So maybe we have to find a way to do a part 2 of this conversation because we need to discuss the aftermath of abuse. How do we help both parties? The man, how do we help him in his old age? How do we help the mother to move on? Or how do we help the children to help their parents? These are various conversations we have to continue to have.
That's all I know. Even in death, your children will love you. It's extremely important. And if you can love your children, you can love your wife. I can't just understand that. That personality thing.
In this situation, they're saying
some
men will love the kids, but they beat their wives.
Yeah, they despise the wife.
Because if you look into the history of the man,
not a good father.
If you look into the history of the man, maybe he too was abused.
Yeah. Well, we have to wrap up on this. I can't take any more. I know it's Wednesday. We have to bring in our guests on business and in entrepreneurship. But I think, as I said, this is a conversation that's never ending. We'll continue to talk about different angles of it. It's really important that we continue this conversation, but not today. Let's go on a break now. When we come back and bring in our guests for today, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Knock, knock, knock. Have you had breakfast this morning? I'm talking about the Kellogg's breakfast.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
How we're doing, guys. Program and script check. And the PCR, all tip in place. PCR
check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
How we're doing, guys. Is the makeup in progress? Makeup
check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script
check.
Are we set in the PCR? All tip in place? PCR
check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Thanks for staying with us. So on Wednesdays, we always talk about our business, strategy, and entrepreneurship. And join us on the show is a serial entrepreneur, author, and leading internet market consultant in Nigeria. His name is Godson Okorodudu. He'll be discussing how to be a successful marketer. In other words, how to sell ice cubes to Eskimos and making money with little or no financial investment. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. So, everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to make money. We all want to be like you. Tell us a bit about yourself, what you do, and why you think entrepreneurship is the right thing to do.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I should say that entrepreneurship is for everyone. We're all entrepreneurs, one way or the other. And if you check leading companies all around the world, they want to hire people who are entrepreneurial, who have that mindset, who want to make something happen. Most employees have this attitude that, I just do my work and at the end of the month I earn something. But an entrepreneur is thinking about how to create value, how to put things out there, how to make things work, how to solve problems. And that's what everyone should be. That's the attitude everyone should have. So becoming an entrepreneur is beyond just making money. It's about the mindset. And I observe that in the Nigerian space, most people don't really like motivational speakers because they feel, what do I need motivation for? But every change that happens in life begins from little mindset shifts. Because by the time you become rich, by the time you become a real millionaire, you will discover that a lot of things have changed about you. You're not the same person you were before. You are someone entirely new. Your attitudes have changed, the people you spend time with, the things you spend your time doing, everything about you changes, and that's really what we should become. And every growing economy in the world, all over the world, is built on the back of the private sector. And if we begin to have and encourage more people to become entrepreneurs, we are ultimately going to have a blooming economy at the end of the day.
So the hardship everybody as an entrepreneur have is, how to sell what they sell. So if I would say I only go into businesses that sell themselves. So if I don't sell food, what else? But how would you sell, like the example given, ice cube to someone who already lives within ice? How do you convince people that, except, I want a straight line. When you're not a con man, how do you sell ice cubes to an Eskimo?
Okay, good. The first problem is trying to sell ice cube to an Eskimo because he already has ice. As a business person, your job is to solve problems. So if you're giving someone something he already has and you're trying to shove it down his throat, you're doing the wrong thing. You're in the wrong business. You're not going to succeed. Business is not just about selling and making money. It's about creating value. It's about adding something that was missing. So if we're trying to sell ice cube, I think that will not be the appropriate question. It will be, how do we sell ice cubes to people on the other side that are experiencing a lot of heat, right? And it will be just to demonstrate. Demonstration is the best way to sell because I show you this solves your problem. You take it. You don't need much persuasion. You don't need to use a lot of gimmicks because the person is already sold. All you need to do is to show it to the person that this solves your problem, and that's all.
Recently, I heard someone say that there's a difference between a trader and an entrepreneur. That many Nigerians are just trading. You buy, you sell, and you call yourself an entrepreneur. Is there really a difference?
Yes and no. So the start of every entrepreneurial journey is what we call a solopreneur, someone who is just starting out. At that point, you may not have the capital and the wherewithal to hire employees and get your business running without your direct involvement, you know, but over time you are able to grow your business. The problem, I think, is where people limit themselves and they assume that as long as I'm getting stuff and I'm selling what you refer to as a trader, I should just end there. They don't see beyond. They never think that there's something more. I should hire people, which is the goal of being an entrepreneur at the end of the day. Because by the time you're solving people's problem, you need more hands to help you solve the problem. And that's what we begin to see dropping unemployment rates all over the country.
Yeah. You were saying you can't sell ice to an Eskimo, but there are actually some people that can sell that ice to an Eskimo, can convince that Eskimo that's
to buy more ice.
In fact, I need that ice because if you market well, if you market properly, it becomes enticing. Like sometimes I'm on Instagram and I see these adverts. There are some adverts and I'm like, hey, I don't even really need the thing. I'm saying, hey, I wish I could buy this thing, and I don't even really need it.
It's like selling Indian hair to Indians.
Yeah.
Indian hair to you. See,
let me come to you as an entrepreneur because people are watching me. We've seen a lot of speakers. People, what I find is that a lot of people attend all these classes, all these coaches. They get all these terms. They read books. They come out, look good on TV, you know, and they just have a lot to say based on what they've read. But people learn more from entrepreneurs who are actually entrepreneurs, who have actually done something. So tell us again about just. So let's sell you. Let us know who you are. What have you done? Because how do I believe you can make me a millionaire if you haven't made any millions?
Okay, great. That's a great question. So I've been in the trenches since the early 2000s. I began my journey in 2008, to be precise. And I started a website design agency back then. I had about 15 staff. I had 3 who were developers, and I had the rest were marketers. And I struggled through that business because I didn't understand the fundamentals of value. What I wanted was to make money. And that's the first problem. The fundamentals of every business is value creation. So we try to sell website services to people who really didn't need website services. We try to sell to people just around businesses around, everyone should be online. But my mindset changed a couple of years later where I realized that a business website should be providing value to the person. And then I restructured the whole business. We're a bit leaner this time. And I put out my marketing out there, and the result was outstanding. That was the big break in my life. That was what changed everything. So I see entrepreneurship as a mindset thing. It must be to create value. People watching us today from anywhere they're watching because of the value they hope to get from the station. They wouldn't just tune in if there was nothing to be benefited. So that's the whole ball game. If you say you want to sell ice on Eskimo, good luck trying, because they already have excess of it. They don't need more. What they need more are things like heaters, right? So if I were a businessman and you're a business person and you're selling ice and I'm selling heaters, I'll sell you. I'll perform you any day. So it's just easy. It's just simple.
What if I have the right strategy?
With the right strategy won't even work because.
So in comparison, you will always be on the losing end.
You will always be on the losing end because the person doesn't just need it. Business is about meeting needs, solving problems. People pay because they want to have problem solved. I'll give an example. Nobody buys Coke because he wants to drink Coke. They buy Coke because they want the transformation that comes from drinking Coke. Oh, I'm thirsty, I'm, heated up, and when I take a bottle of Coke, I feel refreshed, I feel, at ease. That's why people take Coke. So there's no business that will sell without presenting the transformation. In fact, that's what people buy. People buy transformation. They don't buy products and services. You're not buying your phone because you want to have a phone. You're buying your phone because of the transformation you hope to get when you begin to use that phone. So that's what business is about in summary. In fact, that's what good marketing is. Good marketing is communicating the shift from the before state to the after state. What were you before you started using my product, and what will you become after you use my product? That's what good marketing is.
Okay, so some people still have good products that are problem solving, and they can't even seem to get a value for it. So I'll make an example.
You can't get the market or the.
No, they even if they can't even find the market. One, number two, they can't even get proper value. So Miriam is good at marketing, and I'm terrible at it. And we're both selling mugs. She's cashing out. I mean, I'm putting my mugs here every day. And I decided, okay, to be Miriam's competition is to further drop my prices. You know, I'm dropping, so I'm making sales, no profit. But Miriam is making profit.
Okay, that's the problem. People get into pricing wars, and it's unnecessary. The fact is that if you can demonstrate your value, every business should have an advantage. Every business should have a reason why people should do business with you. Now, if you can properly demonstrate that value, people will buy from you. And if you observe, Miriam is likely doing something you're not doing. And the right approach for you is to look at what Miriam is doing and model what she's doing. And eventually you would master it again. You have to be a copycat at times. There's nothing wrong with being a copycat. Look at the Japanese market. When they started producing cars, Toyota, for example, they decided to copy other products. They decided to copy cars in the US. Look at Kia and Hyundai. They decided to copy Toyota. So there's nothing shameful. You should shamelessly copy the strategies that Miriam is using. That's the best way to sell.
But talking about real life Miriam, now I have books that I want to sell. And I noticed that Nigerians don't really buy as much as those who live abroad. I have books I want to sell. I have talked about it. It tells a fantastic message. You know, it sends out. People who get it are happy about it, but I'm still not getting the sales I want from my Nigerians. What am I doing wrong?
Okay, the first problem is that you have the mindset that Nigerians don't buy books.
No.
And Nigerians, as a matter of fact, do buy books. I spend a lot of money buying books. I spend a lot of money taking programs, sometimes in millions, because people love information. And I sell books. And I sell trainings. So I'm very aware that people spend a lot of money buying products. The problem is just, first of all, that mindset. And secondly, you're not using the right approach.
Okay,
you would need, first of all, to interact with a business consultant or a marketing consultant.
I can't afford one.
You could read online. You know, if you cannot afford one, you can always read online. There are strategies online. There's a lot of free information online on YouTube and different websites where you can, you know, learn what people are doing and see how you can. I would just leave you with this tip. First of all, you need to understand what problem your book solves. If you can understand what problem your book solves, the next question will be, who does it solve it for? Right? So my book solves this problem. It solves it for this category of persons. And then you present that problem and the solution to those people, and your books will sell. So if you just try this little tip, you see you have...
It's not general, so it's not general. It's not a general market where anybody that needs it to come, they don't need it to come.
Let's go on a break, Waike.
Okay.
When we come back, we continue that conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Being a TV host, I can tell you that being a parent is one of the biggest reality shows you will ever produce. Hi. Oh, yeah. As cute as they can be, even you need to take a break to take care of some of the other realities of life. And that's why the TVC Staff Crash was put together to help parents just like me get those professional childcare services that they need. Come on, let's go. Let's go. The TVC Staff Crash Baby Lounge team of professionals are here to help take a load off your mind. The TVC Staff Crash is a nursing mom support system, a toddler's safe haven, and a young learner's academy throughout the year. It's comfortable, convenient, and with competitive pricing for the modern parent. So, while they learn through play, you can go about getting your pay. The TVC Staff Creche, open to the public from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for
online business for starters. It will show them the exact steps that they need to start an internet business from as little as a month. So there are different strategies, different things I talk about in that book that will help them. Yeah.
You have to be very careful because, you know, a lot of young people is Yahoo, they use computer for. So when you're saying how to start up a business, how are you going to differentiate between the Yahoo and the legitimate online business? Because from a layman's point of view, for instance, me, I look at all computer business as Yahoo now. Because, well, not me in particular, but all policemen. All policemen, if you have a computer, you're a Yahoo.
Can't be a programmer.
All right, so I know one of your strengths is marketing consulting, how to market products, and I think that's why Mary probably asked you earlier about marketing. Many people are entrepreneurs out there, but they're having serious difficulty in connecting to their target market. So how do you help with strategy? Based on of course, I know it's based on the product, but what are the general things you can do to help market a product? What are those things you must look at to market your product to your consumers?
Okay, the thing that we do when we want to market products is, or when we work with businesses, we work backwards. So we go to a market, we decide who the market is first. Okay. And then we ask ourselves, what are the obvious problems that this market is experiencing that has no obvious solution, right? And then we help those businesses develop solutions through that problem. And then it becomes easy to sell the product. So there's something we call the customer avatar. With the customer avatar, we're able to specify who someone is, who the target market for a product is, and we're able to specify what their problems are. We're able to describe their lives and the kind of things they go through. We're actually able to plan the before and the after. So we say, okay, what does this person have before that he will have, or that he would not have when he uses my product? Or what does this person not have that he will have after using my product? I'll use the money-making example that she mentioned. If my product teaches people how to make money online, for example, what the person has at first is that he doesn't have money, I mean, under the have column. And then after using my product, he would have money. If we go to feel, which is the very next step, how does this person feel before using my product? Right? The person feels timid, he feels hopeless, but after using my product, he feels energized, he feels motivated, he believes that he can make something happen for himself. So by the time you really go granular into identifying what your prospects are, who your prospects are, and the pains they go through, you'll be able to, at the end of that exercise, automatically, you would have powerful selling points for any product anywhere in the world.
Interesting. You know, the latest product on this table is the books we have with ML. So maybe you can help us with some strategy. It would be great because she wants every child in Nigeria to understand that to be very environmentally aware and know that vultures, owls are not demons. You know, so she's writing a book to teach and educate not just children but families. You know, so that's the solution. We're trying to educate Nigerians. But we now put it through. So I guess after the show we'll talk about strategy. But you can give us a few tips.
Okay, so the first thing I understand from what she's selling is that it doesn't solve a problem for an individual per se. It does when you look at the whole picture, but on an individual basis it doesn't. It solves a problem for one, government, two, the environment, schools, for example. So when such a product is to be targeted at people who are in those positions, who can say, okay, just a policy, we want all schools reading this book. You know, we want. So that's the way to get the market adoption. You would not get it by trying to sell to every single family one after the other. You target NGOs, you target non-governmental organizations, you target bodies that are interested in the environment, and those are your buyers actually, who can just come and say, we want to distribute 1 million copies for free. So that's the strategy you should be looking at instead of trying to force people to buy one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kurudi. Any other questions for him on social media? Thank you very much. We learned quite a few things from you this morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
It was my pleasure.
That is all we can take on the show today. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.